Welcome to the conversation. Today, we're tackling a question that hits home for all of us. Are you really listening, or just waiting to speak? This inquiry is more than just a catchy phrase. It digs deep into the heart of our communication practices. We'll explore the fundamental difference between active listening, where you engage deeply with the speaker, and passive listening, where your mind drifts off while you craft your response. In our diagram, we see the two main paths under the umbrella of listening: active listening and passive listening. Active listening branches out into empathy and engagement, two essential components of meaningful dialogue. Meanwhile, passive listening can lead you down a path filled with distraction and miscommunication. Stick around as we dive deeper into each of these aspects to discover how our listening habits shape our interactions and relationships. Active listening isn't just about hearing words, it's about diving into the feelings and thoughts behind them. It requires empathy and cognitive engagement, where you're genuinely interpreting and processing the message. Think of Carl Rogers' work in communication. He argued that true listening creates a safe space for dialogue, allowing a deeper understanding to flourish. When you practice active listening, you nod, maintain eye contact, and provide affirmations that say, "I'm here with you." This kind of engagement transforms conversations into meaningful exchanges. On the flip side, we have passive listening, where you might nod along but your mind is somewhere else entirely. It's like going to a concert but not engaging with the music, superficial acknowledgement without true connection. This disengagement is becoming more common, especially with distractions from our phones. When we don't actively listen, we risk misunderstandings that can lead to frustration or conflict. After all, if you're only half present, how can you truly connect with what's being said? Have you ever been in a conversation where the other person is glued to their phone instead of looking at you? That lack of eye contact typically signals not just disinterest, but a broader trend of fragmented attention prevalent in our digital age. It's like when you're talking to someone at a party and they keep glancing over your shoulder, distraction reigns, and the connection suffers. Picture this. You're with a friend sharing an important story, but all you can think about is what you want to say next. That's the internal monologue at play, and it reflects a common cognitive bias, prioritizing your response over truly understanding the other person. This inward focus can prevent genuine communication and create a barrier to empathy. If you find yourself nodding along but not absorbing what's being said, this is a major red flag. Disinterest signals a disconnect in the relationship, making real conversation feel stagnant. This disconnect can hinder deeper understanding and ultimately pull you away from meaningful connections. Ever been interrupted while speaking? It often reveals an eagerness to assert dominance rather than engage collaboratively. When you jump in before the speaker has finished, it reflects not just impatience, but also a lack of patience for the full story. It's a barrier that can easily escalate tensions in any conversation. Trust is the bedrock of all successful communication, and guess what? Active listening is the key to building that trust. Historical developments illustrate that negotiating during tense moments, like the Cold War, required leaders to genuinely listen to one another. This kind of attentive engagement helped diffuse tensions and foster authentic connections that can alter the direction of negotiations. Active listening helps us delve deeper into dialogues, leading to richer relationships. Just think about any conflict resolution scenario where one party took the time to really understand the other's point of view. It often changes the outcome entirely. This approach allows you to grasp the nuances of emotions and context that typically slip through the cracks in superficial chats. Imagine if all conflicts could be resolved through better understanding. Many conflicts are rooted in miscommunication, and active listening creates an environment where concerns can be explored thoroughly. Instead of mere compromises, we search for holistic solutions that address what's truly at stake for everyone involved. At the end of the day, we're social beings yearning for connection. Genuine listening promotes emotional resonance, an idea stressed by existential humanist theories. When we take the time to truly listen, we foster relationships based on authenticity and understanding, which is essential for psychological well-being. It can be tempting to zone out during conversations, especially with distractions lurking everywhere, but focusing completely on the speaker is essential. It creates a culture of respect that invites rich dialogue. When you truly prioritize presence, both parties can engage more effectively, weaving a tapestry of understanding. Mindfulness isn't just a trend, it's a strategy to improve your listening. Listening is not just a passive act, it's an active engagement of your mind. Cognitive engagement involves interpreting, assessing, and integrating the message you're receiving. This means your brain is constantly working to decode the speaker's intentions and emotions, which is crucial for meaningful connections. Without this mental engagement, we risk entirely losing the essence of the conversation. When we listen empathically, we're engaging with the emotions of others, creating a bridge of understanding. This connection isn't just about the facts being shared, it's about resonating with how the speaker feels, validating their experiences and emotions. In essence, empathy transforms simple exchanges into rich relationships, where both parties feel heard and valued. Listening also involves active feedback, both verbal and nonverbal. This can be as simple as nodding your head or offering a comment that reflects what the speaker has said. These feedback mechanisms not only clarify points, but also signal that you're engaged in the conversation. When both people are attuned to each other's responses, it enhances clarity and intimacy in the dialogue. Listening has evolved tremendously throughout history. In ancient times, oral storytelling was a revered art, with audiences captivated by the speaker's every word. With the advent of written communication and digital media, our listening habits have shifted dramatically. It's fascinating to think how our methods of consuming messages have changed, yet the need for genuine, engaged listening has remained timeless. Cultural norms greatly influence listening styles. For instance, in some cultures, direct eye contact is a sign of engagement, while in others, it may be seen as confrontational. Understanding these cultural nuances is essential to effective communication, especially in our increasingly globalized world. By being aware of these differences, we can tailor our listening approaches to foster healthier interactions across cultures. Conflict often arises from misunderstandings. By practicing active listening, we can uncover the root causes of disagreements, allowing for a more profound understanding of the issues at hand. When we take the time to listen attentively, we shift our focus from simply winning the argument to truly addressing what each party needs. Active listening creates an environment where individuals feel safe to express their thoughts and feelings without fear of judgment. This open dialogue fosters collaboration rather than competition, allowing all parties involved to share their perspectives fully. When individuals feel respected and valued, it can dramatically alter the atmosphere of any conflict. True resolution comes from comprehensive understanding. By listening actively, we can work together to find solutions that are mutually beneficial rather than simply settling for quick fixes. This approach ensures that all voices are heard, resulting in solutions that address the underlying issues and foster long-lasting harmony. Strong communities thrive on healthy relationships, and listening is a fundamental component in building these connections. When community members feel heard, they're more likely to engage and contribute positively. This sense of belonging fosters ties that keep communities cohesive and resilient. In societies where listening is valued, empathy flourishes. When people commit to truly listening to one another, they cultivate understanding and compassion, paving the way for more inclusive and harmonious environments. Empathetic societies are built on the solid foundation of active listening, promoting respect among diverse groups. Active listening can drive community initiatives by encouraging dialogue among residents, When people share their ideas and concerns, they create a collaborative space for problem solving and innovation. Through listening, communities can identify gaps and opportunities, leading to actionable initiatives that genuinely reflect the needs and desires of their members. We've covered a lot about listening today, its psychology, historical context, and transformative power in forging connections. Now it's time for you to take action. Start enhancing your listening skills by practicing active listening in your daily interactions. Remember to be present in conversations, empathize with others, and really engage with what's being shared. By doing so, you'll not only build stronger relationships, but also create a positive impact in your community. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and consider subscribing for more insightful content. Let's continue this journey of better communication together.